Kintaro.
Welcome to Lore and Legends. Today we visit the realm of the Shokan to look at the backstory, biography and history of the race's most unique looking combatant. Kintaro, the Scourge of Outworld, is one of Shao Kahn's most loyal henchmen, replacing Goro after the first Mortal Kombat tournament. A Tigrar member of the Shokan race, he has feline appearance and tiger-striped fur. This gives him a more feral nature and sharper claws and teeth. Kintaro originally was going to be a member of Mortal Kombat 2's playable roster, a tall, bipedal tiger man that had an elaborate costume. However, figuring it was too difficult to create, the team at Midway instead made Kintaro an alternate Goro sub-boss, and as such the Shokan warrior was born. Like his brethren, he has incredible strength and ferocity. With this he can also conjure fire and throw balls of flame. Kintaro belongs to the lower class Tigrar clan, a brutal ancient family lineage, whereas Shiva and Goro belong to the upper class Draco clan, the royal dragon bloodline, as to why Kintaro's features are different to the other fighters of his species, the Shokan. The Tigrar clan never received the same respect as the Draco lineage, however Kintaro was an exception among them, a powerful and savage warrior that caught the eye of rising Emperor of Outworld, Shao Kahn. Kintaro made his first appearance in Mortal Kombat 2, where he became Shao Kahn's bodyguard and leader of his armies following Goro's defeat at the hands of Liu Kang in the previous Mortal Kombat tournament. Kintaro and his Shokan race were furious over Goro's defeat and set a personal vendetta on Liu Kang. Kintaro in Mortal Kombat 2 was known at the time for his relentless difficulty, having really powerful grab and fireball attacks and a teleporting stomp that is difficult to outmaneuver. 1993 Video Games magazine stated, and I quote, "He doesn't just beat you, he kicks your ass." But even Kintaro's incredible strength and otherworldly abilities wasn't enough to overcome the Shaolin monk, and Liu Kang took swift victory. MK2 ended with Shao Kahn's defeat, and this caused him to rethink his alignments, and so in the next game, Mortal Kombat 3, Shao Kahn positioned the centaur Motaro, a severe enemy to the Shokan, as his new bodyguard. This caused a rift between Shao Kahn and his Shokan forces. Kintaro made his first playable appearance in Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which featured all the cast of the first 3 games. His next appearance would arrive in side game Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, which retells the events of MK2 as a beat-em-up action game. Kintaro is featured as a boss battle, cheered by Outworld's crowd and welcomed by Shao Kahn to battle Liu Kang and Kung Lao. But once again, Kintaro is defeated. Kintaro's final appearance in the original timeline came in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, at the very end of its story during the battle between the forces of light and darkness. Kintaro is the first to step out onto the battlefield, leading the villains of the series. Now in an alternate timeline, the one where Kintaro successfully climbed the pyramid and defeated Blaze, Kintaro was gifted 4 magical swords by an elder god. The 4 swords had the gift of taking the powers of anyone Kintaro wanted, so he chose Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Havoc, and Hotaru. The swords killed their hosts and stole their powers. Kintaro now possessed the powers of fire, ice, chaos, and order respectively. Kintaro knew that no one would ever challenge him again. However, in the canon timeline, Kintaro, along with many others, was actually killed during the Battle of Armageddon. Instead, it was Shao Kahn who was the victor, and in a desperate move, Raiden resets the timeline, birthing Mortal Kombat 2011. In this new timeline, Kintaro is given some more background on why Shao Kahn appointed him as his bodyguard. See, the Tigrar were looked down upon by almost all other races, even their own Shokan. But during Shao Kahn's alliance with the Shokan and the Centaurs, during his conquest of Outworld, he set up a test. One champion from the Shokan, one from the Centaurs, in a battle to the death. Kintaro was the Shokan champion, and he slaughtered the Centaur opponents with rage swimming through his veins. Afterwards he roared and asked for more. Centaurs began to pour into the arena, but Kintaro kept up a bloody killing streak, and it was this that gave Shao Kahn the idea to appoint Kintaro as head of his armies. In Mortal Kombat 9, Kintaro appears as the penultimate battle in the second tournament and battles against Kung Lao. But like in the original timeline, the Defenders of Earth are successful and Kung Lao defeats Kintaro. After Shao Kahn's defeat, he crafts a plan to invade Earthrealm by force, and Kintaro joins his efforts as one of the generals in the battle for Earth. Curtis Stryker and his rookie ally Cabal face Kintaro, with the latter getting seriously fried and injured during the battle. This actually being Kintaro's best feat in the video games. Kintaro, however, then gets defeated by Stryker. We next see Kintaro when he is guarding Earthrealm prisoners with Goro, Kano and Cyber Sub-Zero. Unaware that Sub-Zero has defected to Earthrealm, he freezes the three villains and frees the prisoners. Kintaro and Goro break out of Sub-Zero's ice prisons due to their incredible strength, and for the first time in the series team up to take down Sub-Zero. But the once Shokan champions fall short of victory over the ice-cold ninja. At the end of Mortal Kombat 9, Shao Kahn is killed, and this creates a power vacuum within Outworld, with Kotal and Mileena both fighting for the Kahn throne. Kintaro and the Shokan join Mileena's side in the civil war, seeing her as the true heir to Shao Kahn's throne. However, this isn't enough to stop Kotal from winning the favour and taking his place as the new Khan of Outworld. In one following battle, Kotal Khan takes Goro's arms, who retreats back to his father, King Gorbak. Seeing this as an attack on his race, King Gorbak rallies the best warriors of the Shokan to siege Kotal's city. This army was led by the great Kintaro, who vowed to slaughter all who defend Kotal and his empire. The battle lasted for hours and is full of blood and death, with both sides losing many warriors. And with Kotal's new allegiance with the Black Dragon clan, they had superior firepower. Eventually, Kotal gains the upper hand and kills King Gorbak. Kintaro is also apprehended, but in an act of mercy, Kotal spares him and instead asks that the Shokan drop their weapons, convincing them that Mileena and her forces residing on Shang Tsung's island are the true enemy. The Shokan retreat, and Kintaro is later seen aiding Kotal's forces against Havoc and possessed Earthrealm fighters on Shang Tsung's island. Unfortunately, Kintaro is one of Kotal's forces that don't survive the battle, and is beheaded by a possessed Sonya Blade. Shiva, now queen of the Shokan, mourns Kintaro's death and promises him a warrior's send-off. This marked Kintaro's final appearance, and that brings you up to date on Kintaro, a character with quite the presence, quite a status as one of the hardest bosses in the series, but doesn't have the best appearances, story or accomplishments. I hope you enjoyed this one, thanks all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video where we'll take a look at one of my favourite Mortal Kombat ninjas.